was introduced to Qenda by a therapist that I see in London. When I saw her a couple of weeks ago, I explained that James had recommended adding products to my protocol. She has asked me to share this information with her so that she too can add it to a healing process. Oh, I love that. Before I share the recommendations, I wish to double check this info first to make sure I understood it all correctly. She goes on to list a lot of supplements that we spoke about in the consultation. But the question here is about Serrapeptase is a proteolytic enzyme that, yeah, she's saying all that. But she wants to know how long to take Serrapeptase for. So when I take on clients, I normally send them 7 tubs of Qenda and 3 or 4 pots of the Serrapeptase. That's enough for 4 months worth of Serrapeptase, and that's plenty of time for people. Like you may have seen the YouTube of Adam, who had ulcerative colitis / Crohn's, and he actually had a stricture. He had so much scarring built up inside his small intestine that the doctors wanted to cut his intestines out. And then because he felt so much better, he actually went for an MRI afterwards, and the scar tissue had actually gone away, and that was after 3 or 4 months, I believe. So yeah, generally I get people on 3 or 4 months of the Serrapeptase, but they can see results a lot sooner. There was somebody that had the Serrapeptase because he had a lot of scar tissue in his lungs. He actually had to be on oxygen, and he said he had the Serrapeptase and he was weeing out brown stuff. And yeah, he got a lot more mobile and active and stuff like that. If you're someone like myself, so basically the amount of Serrapeptase you have is totally dependent on the amount of scar tissue. If you're someone like myself that's just absolutely covered in scar tissue, like massive scar down my stomach, obviously, I like to have the Serrapeptase a little bit more just to keep my body right and deal with the scar tissue, because I had all scarring in my lungs. It used to hurt me to breathe, but it doesn't anymore after using the Serrapeptase, and I've helped a lot of people with recommending Serrapeptase for scarring in the lungs, and then also myself with, because I had the operation, they took all my intestines out, fiddled with them, put them all back in afterwards. There was literally the whole lot of the intestines was covered in scar tissue, so I've had to do a protocol to I have the Serrapeptase most nights, to be fair, and I've got a lot more feeling and sense back into my intestines because they were so numb before, couldn't feel anything. So yeah, simple answer to the question with regards to Serrapeptase. Yeah, I think a minimum of 3 tubs of 90 over 3 months, and I do recommend people have like 3 Serrapeptase a day. If you're on more of a budget, you can have less, but obviously this isn't medical advice. This was just what I've seen work with other people. So thanks for your question, Lisa.